Are we good?
Ugh. I don't know how people commentate like entire like tournaments. I feel it's literally only been like maybe a little over an hour. My voice feels tired. But anyway, I should change that. We're not seeing the Falco. I mean, I guess that makes sense. We've seen a lot of Falcon from Mouchy. And the Falcon is crazy because it just get hit by stuff like that. And unfortunately, you also get hit by random upbeats too. That's kind of the way the world works sometimes. I like the nair there. I like the idea a lot. I like the fast fall there. That was really creative by Mouchy. I also like the random S smash too as well. Oh, he drifts a little too hard. I guess Wilzea is kind of scared him with that. Which, you know, even if he didn't drift, he probably would have just done an F smash. I think like one of the craziest things you watch is just watching like a Falco, or like a Falcon get edge guarded by like Marth, because Marth kind of stands there in F smashes. But then you also see a Falcon edge guard by Marth, and now we're back into Mouchy getting some momentum here. Just one little up air off stage, but he's just like controlling like this edge really hard. Like he's just keeping center like really well. He's just keeping the pressure, and Wilzea is like not really working around it right now. Ooh, yep, and again, attack's gonna hit him off. Oh, it doesn't quite hit it. Oh! Alright. I was expecting, obviously, to stomp me. I wasn't expecting a little wave land there. I'm going to assume that was, like, kind of needed for that to be hit. Like a stomp, he tries to go from there. I like, though, like, Wilzea is really good at just, like, he just keeps swinging, and he's not going to let down. And, like, that not letting down is what making this game even right now. Tries to get the ledge. Oh, the very end of the nair hits on Marth there. Yep. I like how he's just kind of like, I don't know if he's predicting it or if he just like can process it that fast where like he sees that like people aren't teching, so he hits with a nair. But a nice little reversal of an edge guard there. Wilzea kind of just went a little too hard there in paint. Mouchy rather, sorry. And now he's kind of being punished for it. It looks like Mouchy's kind of, Wilzea is kind of the one to really push like the pressure at this moment. And now like he's just like, oh, but as I said, he hits the up air and gets a knee. We're gonna see a lot of like helping, trying to hold center stage. If you don't have center stage, that happens, unfortunately. But again, a lot of good stuff from both players. I'm gonna see both. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I wasn't imagining we were going to see anyone else from either of these two. And unfortunately, it did. The edgeguard loop with Marth against Falcon is just kind of brutal. It's really like, it's one of those things. It's like, I remember when I was trying to learn Falcon and like I would just play Marth and like it would happen to me. I was like, this freaking sucks, you know. But and when you're as good as Mouchy as a Falcon, sometimes you just kind of make the best of what you have, and we're gonna see that if he can escape this pressure. It only takes a knee, but I like the reads to get the dash attack there. Trying to get a lot of stomps here. Tries to go for the knee just across the stage to Dan the man, if you would. Didn't quite get the grab either. Yeah, it seems like just every time Mouchy's been trying to like really push forward in this match, Wilzea has just kind of had the right answers for it. Which again, when you're playing against a character like Marth, that can just be very demoralizing. Or you can just like move on him a little bit and be like, yeah, you know what, you can't really catch me when I'm doing this, so might as well just keep doing it. Oh, doesn't get the knee. I hope he doesn't die from this. Yeah, that's rough. So I feel like in those situations, they're one of those situations where you kind of have to go hard and get up attack to knee. That's a new one. I haven't seen that before. So, you don't, yeah. That's one of the worst feelings too when you go for the side beat and it just doesn't work. Then you're like, oh. It's a hindsight's a 2020 thing, because like when you go for it and it works, you're like, oh, I'm the best player alive. And then when it doesn't work, this happens, and you're just like, man, it's like I had a full stock before this interaction happened. Yeah, not a fun feeling. So I guess what we could see here, well, that can happen. If Mouchy just kind of hits a bunch of crazy attacks and crazy moments, then we can see what happens. Ooh, I like the movement a lot there. Yeah. Ooh, I like the read, but doesn't quite get the knee off of it. Really good DI by Wilzea, and he does get the knee that time. So, okay, so I think, well, I know Mouchy can pull this off. He just kind of takes one of his crazy punishes that he definitely has with Falcon. It's kind of ridiculous. But Wilzea can also just kind of like keep him away and swat at him. And like, if he just swats at him enough, eventually he can die. And also you can't punish someone if you're not like close to them. So, oh, but speaking of close, yeah, that hurt my soul. I hear both players sigh in disappointment, because I think even though obviously Wilzea probably didn't want to be down or wanted to set to be even in terms of games, you know, it just happens. But they're going back to Pokemon, and I'm going to change the games real quick. Yeah, definitely just seems like Mouchy's going to be taking it a little more easy, and not push and do too many crazy things. That's kind of what lost them last game especially. But even if you don't push, sometimes Marth can just like kind of juggle you and like kind of push it around. But also you can just like push Marth around by just doing a back air like that. Oh, he read the jump, but unfortunately it didn't look like connect for whatever reason. The reverse bear. And yeah, yep, again, getting edge guarded by a Marth as Falcon, it's just gonna happen. And now it looks like Wilzea is kind of trying to take some off of Mouchy's book by doing some crazy ledge dashes, but Mouchy kind of ledge dashes straight off the stage by trying to move there. Yeah, yep. It's doable. It certainly is doable, but like, it's never a great sign when you're having SDs that like early in your like stock, or just early into the game like that. Definitely not something you really want. And Wilzea is kind of gonna take all that to the bank. He's just gonna cover those platforms. He's gonna do these juggles. He's just gonna like overwhelm them. And when you're Marth, you gotta like kind of push your advantages. Oh, I like the one hit of the freaking up smash into almost a knee, and just hits whether they go back there. Yeah. Again, both these players are just like very comfortable at like moving around the ledge. Unfortunately, doesn't get the nair, or the knee there, unfortunately. And unfortunately, also just falls to his death. It's a mountain. It certainly is not easy, but you can just throw out a few knees, and sometimes you can win. He kind of has a universal kill percent, so if he can avoid getting juggled, we could see this go to a game 4, or we can just kind of see him get swatted like that. It's rough. It certainly isn't. It's not a good feeling, but that's probably going to be it. Yep. All right. It's up to both, but definitely Wilzea was looking at it like kind of a different form today.